supervisor of elections, the PAC paid 10 cents each to certify the signatures. There were 1,789 signatures collected, and there were 1,719 signatures certified. The certified signatures are the signatures that are valid signatures showing that they were residents of the city of Lake Worth and voters in the city of Lake Worth. So if the difference, which is 70 signatures, may have been someone that they couldn't identify the signature, it was missing a birth date, it was missing an address, they couldn't verify that it was a voter in the city of Lake Worth. So to question the supervisor of elections that the signatures weren't valid is irrelevant. These were already certified by the supervisor of elections, and it met the requirements. 1,527 were required.
I believe I'm in line.
Commissioner,
I think the discussion of process and whether there might be some issues with some percentage of the votes. Obviously, there was an issue with 70 signatures out of 1,700. Those of you who follow national polls, you will see that national polls done by people who know what they're doing and do this stuff and work out the statistical significance often have numbers on the order of less than 1,000, and they still have fairly decent percentage point accuracy on it. That's a national poll. I think we did a little bit better on getting a sense of the pulse of this community. And that is the real issue here. And let's step back a little bit. There's two pieces to it. One is what the community wants its community to look like, which I think all of us have a very strong obligation up here to make sure that we do our best to find out what the community wants. And then a second issue is simply, that's, do they want the heights to go this way or that way or whatever it is. The second issue is, do you want to let people vote on it or not as quickly and as expeditiously as possible? And not tomorrow, so that there's no time for various people to educate however they want to educate. No, it's between now and November 6th. That leaves plenty of time to do whatever kinds of PR campaigns or whatever you want to do to educate people. There's plenty of time to do that. But I can't see any way that any of us with a straight face can say, we believe in democracy and we want to know your opinion in the community and not put it on the ballot in November. I think you're going to have to work awful hard to convince people that, hey, we really care about your opinion, but hey, we don't want it right now. And we don't want a large number of you to vote on it.
My point for bringing up my concerns with some of the certified names, I don't think there's possibly enough in there at first blush. They're going to bring that number below the required number. That's not the issue. My point is, there was a rush to get the signatures. There was a rush to certify the signatures. Everything's rush. Commissioner Mobile had 4 years while she was on this commission to do something with this charter. And at the very last minute, when it came time, when he was under the gun for re-election, this issue came up to be a wedge issue. So you've made the wedge issue, there's a process in place, and I would like to see us take the time that is allowed for us by the process to make sure that, number one, we do our due diligence, as one of the members of the public mentioned, and number two, that there's an absolute opportunity for anybody in this community who wishes to do so, who may have an opposing position on this issue, to get out and talk to the people and make sure everybody has a clear understanding of what both sides of the issue are. So I'm sorry that that doesn't fall into your personal campaign calendar, but that's what it is. So having said that, Madam
Quiet in
Mayor,
the chambers, please.
having said that, we've been called upon to honor the city charter provision of the voter's right to petition the commission. I believe it's the responsibility of the entire commission to take the lead in informing residents of both sides of this issue, so that the residents can make the best possible informed decision come election day. And for the record, Madam Mayor, when I said the entire commission, I mean all 5 of us. Because going forward, it's not fair to leave the overall responsibility of educating the public on this important issue to the folks that worked so hard to gather the petitions in the first place. Given the window of opportunity, I suspect these folks will simply lack the time and possibly the resources to carry out a sophisticated and balanced campaign that ensures minimal charges than counter charges of passing misleading and confusing information. Therefore, I move to approve ordinance number 20-12-30 on first reading, to schedule a second reading and public hearing on September 18th, 2012, and if so adopted, place the question on the March 13th, 2013 ballot.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We don't have March 13th.
Pardon me? It says, the motion we were given says, it said March 2013, doesn't give a date.
It's March 13th.
Oh,
I think you might have said 13 as an abbreviation for 2013.
I just said March 2013.
We don't have an election in March of 2013.
Charter only lets
Let me
you
just
schedule an
verify
election
that,
earlier.
please. March 12th.
March 12th.
March 2013, whenever that happens to be in March.
Do I have a second?
It's in March.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 3-2 with Commissioners Mulvihill and McBoyd dissenting.
Sure.
Do I have a second?